Hello, everybody. My name's Veronica Lestron, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about the busy holiday season and on top of everything that we got to do in our daily lives, life just gets busier because of the holidays, and we still need to keep working our Scentsy business. I've seen that a lot of times people put their Scentsy business on the back burner during this time, but this is the worst time to do that because so many people are wanting to buy Scentsy. So if we just make it fit into our daily lives with passing out samples, there's more activities with kids, especially now that we're getting back into our normal routine somewhat. Talk to people and give out samples and be consistent. Be consistent with what you're doing daily so that people start seeing that you can fit Scentsy in your daily life, even if you're chasing after kids or you have practices or you have meetings or church or whatever the case may be. Scentsy works into whatever crazy schedule you have. One thing that has helped me a lot is posting like on my Instagram, Facebook stories of what I'm doing daily. And then I throw in there other stuff like I just made dinner or having lunch with friends because they also see that you have a personal life. They don't just see Scentsy, 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 which is really important. Offer gift wrapping, right now people, because they're busy themselves, nobody has time to do gift wrapping. People are starting to shop for the holidays. People start having Thanksgiving dinners or Friendsgiving or whatever. People are eager to get together. So the gatherings are there. People are starting to have parties. Do the extra little stuff that'll set you aside from other consultants that's going to go a long ways in your business. And take pictures of everything that you do. Even if you don't have makeup, you're not all done, made up, if you're at the gym, post what you're doing and how easy it can be that, hey, I'm on the treadmill at the gym and I just gave this person a sample right next to me. I try to do that. I purposely take 3 samples of something down with me, even if it is at the gym, because that forces me to hand out samples and it forces me to somewhat talk to people. And sometimes they look at me like, who's this crazy girl? I just want to work out. And then there's sometimes where we're those annoying people talking at the gym. But I don't care. It's my Scentsy business and I got to get a workout in and I got to hand out a sample. And then I can go on with my daily life. So those are some of the things that I do, but one of the top things is my Instagram, Facebook stories. That has really, really helped me a lot. That's the best advice I can give you on that. Sandra and Eva are on, and they're also going to give you some tips and ideas as to what they do. Eva, I see your face, so if you want to go first, I only see Sandra's name. So you're the lucky one.
Okay, hi. I'm Eva Jones. I'm also a director from El Paso. I'm under Veronica. And talking about the holidays, what really helps me is this little flyer here. It's definitely worth my investment every month. And also another thing that I highly, highly recommend, I see a lot of flyers posted out there where they've got stickers on here or handwritten. These little stamps are very inexpensive at the Vistaprint store, especially if you've got the coupon or the whatever, the $10 off. Wait for it and you'll get the discount. So order your stamps. And this makes it so much easier. You can put this stamp on your brochures, on your catalogs, on just about everything except obviously the bars. But this gets me going. I'm able to process these pretty quickly. As soon as I get my warmer of the month, the next morning, what I do is I go ahead and make my samples, get them out of the way, because even though we get that roughly at the middle of the month, you'd be surprised how quickly the end of the month comes. I didn't even realize I got a little delayed this month, and I didn't even realize how quickly it's going to get here. But anyway, I've already got all my samples done, and these are going to go in the mail come Monday. That way my customers can have them before the end of the month. But what I do want to impress is that this has helped me a whole bunch. And then also I went ahead and did the brick samples, which are going to go along with this. It's not too early to get those brick samples in your customers' hands. I also did the samples for the 3-bar pack for the Christmas 3-bar bundle. And the customers like to order basically the same stuff, especially those that like to order the same scents. They don't realize how good these other smell. So that's why it's important to get those samples. I have one that says, oh, I just love coconut lemongrass. I don't care what time of the year it is. Well, guess what? they get these samples and they change their minds. So it's important to not think for your customer and to just get the sample in their hand, because you'll be surprised, and they'll be surprised. So for me, that's what works. I like to stay organized and get this done as early as I can, because the end of the month does come before you know it. And what works fast for me is getting my stamp. And then I've already got my envelopes for those that I have to mail. So I'm pretty blessed, like so many of you that don't have an outside employment job, and I'm able to devote a little bit of my time to that. But that's what helps me out at the get organized. And now with the holidays coming, I've already done other samples that I'm going to include in my mail next month. I don't want to inundate them with samples this month, but other holiday and Christmas samples I'm going to throw in next month. So I devote a whole day to sample making, and that way I've got it all done.
They're asking, you just put them in a paper envelope. I like to send them out, and they wanted $4 for each one.
No, this goes in your regular business number 10 envelope, fits perfectly. And if I'm adding extra samples in there, I'll use the 70-cent stamp. That's what works for me. It's a non-machinable stamp. I think it went up to 75, but I hand a lot out, as many as I can, obviously. But those that I do have to mail, it goes with a 75-cent stamp, because I'm going to put the brick bundle samples in there. So I'm going to have to use that 75-cent stamp. Otherwise, because if it's a felt sample, that one stamp will work.
Nice, because it's flat, right? As long as it's flat, I think.
Right, as long as it's flat. The ones that I hand out locally that I know I'm going to see those people, I go ahead and make the wax sample, just because, you know, I'm going to hand them out. But if I'm going to mail, which like I said, I try to minimize that. If I'm out and about delivering, and if I can deliver, even if they don't have an order, and if I'm going to be in that area, I go ahead and give them, even if it is a felt one, but if I can avoid the mail. One or two stamps should do it.
Nice. And speaking of that, these are some of these. This is how I made my samples for the bricks already, because we all know that they come on Tuesdays. So those of you that ordered your bricks, I just did the felt samples, and I printed this out on the group page on Facebook that has the samples and stuff. And I just printed them out, and I've been handing them out like crazy. And I don't even give my customers the option to just buy one brick. I'm like, it's 2 for $40. Which 2 do you want? Tell me. And then they're like, oh, and they start selling. They're like, okay, give me these 2. Because it's worked. And I don't know if I'm bullying them into it, but it's worked. So sometimes when you give them, like, it's a special deal, you know, you have to do the 2 for $40. It's a better deal. It'll get you through the holidays. They're like, oh, okay, then go ahead and get me the 2. But once they have those samples under their noses, guys, like, it makes a difference. So thank you, Eva, for those tips. Sandra, you ready?
Hi, everybody. My name is Sandra Tarin. I am a director as well out of El Paso, Texas, under Veronica Lespron. What works for me and what has worked in the past has been during the holidays, or actually starting since November, is consistent, or throughout the year, I should say, consistent customer follow-up. And consistently revamping your 100 list for potential recruits, potential parties, and orders as well. So for me personally, keeping, I try to use Amy, but keeping more like my binder. I have a binder with a follow-up where I track my customer sales and the need, or when I need to follow up. And that has worked for me to stay consistent with my sales in the holidays, because the holidays do become, it comes to a point where it halts your business as far as the sales, your PRV. So you have to get a little bit more creative to generate the PRV, because it's going to, for me at least, it's harder to book a party in the holidays, because everybody's now wanting to do the gatherings or trying to do the last minute shopping. So enticing them and getting a text from you, letting them know, hey, you know, I have product that is great for gifting, whether it's a child, whether it's a male, a female, a coworker, your boss. We could pretty much cover everyone on your Christmas list. So that has worked for me, customer follow-up, and like I said, revamping my 100 list.
Thank you, Sandra. Yeah, those follow-ups and that 100 list, I know I'm guilty. I forget about it. I have to remind myself, or somebody mentions it, and when I listen to a training or something, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to take that out. So thank you for that reminder.
And then Scentsy also uploaded, or I don't know if it's new, but I just recently saw it and I don't have a copy with me, but they uploaded a booking blitz, worksheet where they challenge you to book so many parties a week. So starting those conversations with your customers, I think like right now is the perfect time to start booking the parties, or at least if customers, I think it's all in the wording, right? So even if you do like the shopping links or a Scentsy social where we don't say party, then we encourage the customers or entice them to book a party with us, but not calling it a party.
Right. And Sandra's been recruiting like crazy lately, guys. So if there's some advice to take, it's from Sandra, because whatever she's doing is working. Sandra, I believe you said that you're just flipping them once they do a party, then you offer them the kit.
Right.
And, I mean, I swear every time I check my email, it's like Sandra recruited somebody else, Sandra welcomed somebody else. So listen to her.
So I've been on a mission to grow my team and to try and flip and offer host exclusive kits as much as I can, especially to my customers that spend a lot of money, or, you know, that are constantly buying. It's like, you know, you could be making your own money, earning your own half price or free items. And I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's because I'm constantly like there, like, come on, just try it. You have nothing to lose. It's just a win-win. And I always give them the benefits of being a Scentsy consultant, you know, like nobody's gonna pressure you. We have great products. We have great customer service when it comes down to our Scentsy headquarters. You know, we need anything, they're there. They will solve. That's how I feel, that Scentsy will solve all of my problems or any type of issue that I have with my customer. They make it right. So making them feel comfortable and not like putting it down their throat. It's just like getting them excited. I think, like you said it once, Vero, that once you start talking Scentsy, you start and you convert into a different person, right? And I don't think I don't do it intentionally. I just get excited about the journey, and you know, I want to get as many people on the ride with me as I can. And it's been a good journey so far. So I want to share. That with everybody. So it's been working. It's been working for me, thank God. So I have some other people on the lookout, you know. I'm like, I have till the end of the month, two more recruits. So I hope it works.
That's awesome. Thank you. Is there anything else that anybody would like to add? Something that you guys do that has helped you if you've gone through the holiday season, this busy time, or something that you plan on doing?
I'll share a couple things. So mine's a little more general, just things that I do during the holiday season is I turn off a lot of notifications. I streamline, I leave any groups. So I always tell my people, like, I love the ideas of sample making, but you can go in those sample making groups and have 50 different ways to make samples. And then you have paralysis by analysis. So I go snag the ways that I'm going to do it, and then I leave. So I stop getting the ideas and I just take it and run with it. I also make a daily to-do list of the things that these ladies have shared. I got to get those customer mails out. You know, I got to do all the things that are on my list, and I make sure that I get them done. The other thing that I do at the beginning of each month, more importantly during the holidays, is I set my monthly goals so that I don't just fly by the seat of my pants, because sometimes the holidays get a little overwhelming. So I try to set what my monthly goals are and then schedule ahead. Like what Vero said, I'll go into my VIP group and I schedule as much as I can so that it doesn't take up a lot of my time, so that the orders and the customers get my best attention. And then I delete anything that is like a time sucker. So we all know the scroll and troll, you know, and so on the weekends, I take all social media off my phone so that I can be present with my family and still be mindful of my time management with my family as well. Because one thing that I know a lot of us leaders are guilty of is we work 24/7, but we also have to show possible recruits, like when Sandra's that this business can go with you even if you're super busy, right? So you have to show that you don't have to be this 24/7 worker, that you can put this business into any lifestyle possible. You can be super busy, or you can be somebody who's a stay-at-home mom, and it can still work for everybody. So I try to like be careful in what I post on social media, that it's a good balance of, oh my gosh, I get to do this. Like Vero and I do it like, because of Scentsy, I get to do this. We share actively things that we do work-wise, but trying to show that it's not this crazy hard, gonna take a bunch of time. Self-discipline is a big thing. I have to say no to a lot of things during the fall because business is so much busier. So I try to be laser focused on the things that bring me joy and the things that I want to show up in, but also learning to put your phone down. If you have business hours and you need to put your phone down when it's dinner time, put your phone down. If you can't put your phone down, put it in a different room. Like, so for me, I'm a work in progress, but I try really hard to also time management with my family so that whoever's in front of me gets my best. When I show up to work, equally, they get my best as well. So there's my 2 cents.
I like that. I struggle with that. I really need to put my phone away or down sometimes. And my watch, because I have actually put my phone, or I leave it somewhere else, and then I get the notification
Then
from
you
my
have to
watch,
go,
and I'm
yeah.
like, oh, yeah. So yeah, I totally have
Like,
to.
hold on, let me just answer. Wait, we have no phones at the table. It's just on my phone. Hold on. One.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm guilty of that. Totally. Anybody else?
And just with what Bree was saying, a lot of people, not everybody could relate to working from home or doing Scentsy full time. I work, you know, I have another job. I do Scentsy. I have 3 little girls. 2 of them plays, well, one of them plays volleyball. The other one is a cheerleader. So I'm constantly on the go, you know, constantly on the go. And people see that. People see that, oh, well, she's not like doing it full time. And I don't know if that entices people, that they relate. But my last recruit was my cousin who moved to Tucson. And she was the last person that I would ever think would join Scentsy. And she told me, you make it look fun, and you make it like, when I talk to you, she was one of my biggest customers. She said, when I talk to you, you sound all excited and telling me about everything. She saw that I feel that I could do it. You know, I identify with you. I work, I'm a teacher. I have 2 little girls. You work at a school, you have the girls. Our girls are the same age. So if you could do it, I could do it. And I said, of course you can. Of course you can. So I think once your customers, your family, they could relate and make that connection that, you know what, anybody could do it. And like you said, Bree, we could work from anywhere. If the girls are in a game or they're at practice, we could be posting or doing customer follow-ups. you know, whatever the need is at that time. And it's just, it's more, it makes it more real for your customers and for your potential recruits to identify with what we do and not get caught by this, by a surprise where like, I didn't think I had to do this, or I didn't know I had to sell so much, or, you know, you as the business owner, you push yourself as much as you're able to. So.
So right. And I think just the most important thing is just be consistent. If you post today and a month later you post again about Scentsy or how you're working it in your daily business, people are going to be like, oh, maybe it's not working for her because I only see her post every once in a while, or, you know, maybe she's too busy and she can't fit it all, or whatever. So just be consistent. Even sometimes if you have to fake it a little. I mean, there's times where I'm like, oh, I don't even know what to post. I don't know what to do. But I know that every time I post, you get those comments, those likes, and it makes it worth it. So start today. Take a picture of your screen, whatever it may look like right now. Take a picture, post it, and say whatever it is you're doing right now. If you're making dinner while you're listening to this, say, you know, making dinner while listening, while watching a Zoom, or bettering my business, or whatever you want to say. When you add to your stories on Facebook and Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, if you do a search for Scentsy, there's a bunch of, what do they call them, like little icons or whatever that you could put that says, you know, feel your life, or it has the Scentsy logo. Just add something on there and you'd be surprised. People start watching, or they're watching, they may not comment right away, but if they see you consistently posting, sooner or later, they're going to be like, okay, Betty, tell me what's this all about? Or, you know, I'm interested, maybe I can do this. But you got to start somewhere. So I want to challenge you guys to do that right now. Take a screenshot of whatever your screen looks like right now, and whatever you're doing right now, post it and say how you are fitting your Scentsy business into your life, whatever it looks like right now. And then see what happens. Just, you know, and do it every day, whatever it is that you're doing. Anybody have any questions or anything that they want to add?
I have something I can say.
I can't see who. Oh, Betty, I see you. Is that you, Betty? Yes.
So, yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I have these earbuds on, so I wasn't sure if they worked.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I was gonna say, now that it's getting cooler, I always make sure when I leave the house that I always have a little tote that I carry around, and I always have my catalogs, business cards, and my samples in there. And now that it's cooler, I'm able to keep my wax in the car without having to bring it in and out. So every time I leave, I'm on the road a lot, going back and forth and running errands a lot. So I recently put one of those car magnets on that you can buy from the Scentsy consultant store. And I had a friend do a QR code that I added to it. And so I also have the sticker on the back of my car. But when I put those magnets on my car, I cannot believe how many people ask me about Scentsy because of those magnets. So I ended up putting a QR code on there, and I was at the school picking up my son. And the lady was like, "You sell Scentsy?" And she was like 3 cars over. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll get you a catalog. Just 1 second." She goes, No. She goes, "I just scanned your QR code."
Oh, wow.
So, you know, and then the other thing, I mean, just being ready, you know, if you consciously make sure and leave the house and you go, just make sure you have a couple catalogs or something on you. And the other thing, I used to be a very private person, and it was really hard for me to share my life on social media platform. And it's taken me some time to get used to it, but I think I've been working on it for the last couple years. I think about 2 years now. I've been working on being more social and sharing a lot about my life. And you're right, it does make a lot of difference when you make those connections with people. And I'm a big advocate in the special needs community because of my son, and this business has attracted a lot of people within that community because of what I go through. And had I not have shared that information with people, I might not have been able to give that opportunity to somebody else. So I think it's good to share what you got going on in your life, because you never know who's watching you, and you don't know who is going to be able to relate to that. So be an open book, like Bree says.
Awesome. Thank you, Betty, for sharing. And you're right, those people connect with you on that level of, with you as a person. So they are more, and then they're loyal to you, and they'll always remember Betty's a Scentsy consultant because they made that connection with you. Thank you. Anybody else?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. This is my first time doing this meeting, so I'll introduce myself real quick. My name is Rihanna Perry Mullins, and I am a lead consultant in North Florida, and I've been doing Scentsy for almost a year. It'll be a year next month, but anyway, what I found is that this time of year, especially this time of year, a lot of places, a lot of little towns and stuff, like where I live, have little little business open houses, or like we'll say Chattahoochee Main Street, where I live. The organization for the city is doing an open house not in the next couple weeks. So what I'm doing is I'm posting. I'm actually setting up a little booth at the local hairdressers, and she has a lot of my Scentsy stuff on display, and my catalogs and my business cards. And I always and every month when the new scent of the month comes out, I take like a little basket or something of samples for the local people to pick up, and then I mail out the rest of my other samples. But I found that keeping a catalog, like a lot of you do, keeping a catalog, and being that it's awfully hot down here, I don't like to carry samples without a cooler, because they will melt down here. But I hand out a catalog every chance I get. I hand out a business card every chance I get. If I'm in the store and somebody's looking on the candle aisle, or looking at the wax warmers in Walmart or something, I go down the aisle and act like I'm looking. And when they strike up a conversation, I say, "Oh, have you tried Scentsy? I sell that. Here, have a card." So I just work it in there. And also too, some of my I clean houses and take for the elderly and disabled. And I have a gentleman that I clean his house, and he had the Febreze waxes, and I took some cotton cleanups, and I cleaned up his wax warmers. And I happened to carry a bar, a wax bar with me, and I replaced all of his Febreze waxes with Scentsy waxes. And he said, when I went back a couple of days later, he said, "Oh, my house smells so good. What did you do?" So I showed him what I did, and he said, "Oh, give me three more of those bars." And I said, "Okay, great." So that's a sale right there of my personal inventory. So even though they're not ordering from the website, and they're getting their stuff personally from me, it's still money in your pocket. You're still making money. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Thank you for sharing that. And you're right. I mean, look how easy it was for you to do, and you're fitting it into your schedule, your life. And now I bet he's going to be a frequent customer, because after those 3 bars run out, he's going to need more, or he might want to try the room spray or something else. So that's
Exactly.
awesome. That's awesome.
I'll share before we wrap up, if nobody else has anything else to share. I think that it is so important for everybody to understand that what works for someone could work for you. And that you have to make the effort and try something that is a little bit out of your comfort zone. Because a lot of times, I am so guilty of this. I get stuck in my usual tasks that I do, and the same results happen. So if you try something new, like any of these ideas that were shared tonight, pick one or two things and try and do it in the next week before the end of the month, and see the different results that you get. Because sometimes if you approach selling an item in a different way, it can connect with a different customer. And that customer might receive it differently when you present it a certain way. Like the way I present to you as in a training, the things that I say may not speak to you. The way that Veronica says it may speak to you. And that's the great thing, is that we all have different things that we can bring to the table. And so we're all sharing those ideas, but when it comes down to it, it's action that is required to make a change and to grow your business and to become successful. So that's your challenge as we wrap this up, is that you pick a couple things from tonight that you learned and implement them in your business and see the difference that it can make. I think that that is something that will help you. One, you'll grow, right? You'll try a new skill maybe, or you'll try a new marketing technique, and you'll get different results. And you may have to do it a little bit more than once. You might have to do it for like a month or 2 or 3 or 4 before you start seeing the fruits of your labor. But doing it is half the battle. So that's my 2 cents. Vero, do you have anything else?
No, I think that was pretty much it. Everybody kind of
Okay.
covered other things that I might have thought of.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. So thanks for tuning in if you're watching later.